Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of this weekly alts analysis series where we take a look at some of the most popular altcoins in the market and show you how to easily identify key levels of higher time frame supports and resistances so that you can use them to either dollar cost average in or play some longer term swing trades. So BTC here on the monthly time frame, that 13 to 12k level, still looking like the most obvious next target for BTC. As you can see, monthly candle, we've only got another 5 days left to go of the month before these monthly candles close, but as you can see, this monthly candle looking pretty bearish, looking like it's going to close way below the previous wicks. And as I say, 13 to 12k that we've been talking about on this channel for quite a while now looks to be the next obvious target. One more leg down, I think, of capitulation before we finally find a bottom. If we go onto the weekly time frame, we're currently sat on this 16.3k weekly support, again a level that we've had on our charts since the beginning of the series. So it'd be interesting to see if this holds and we have a little bounce, or whether we just break straight through and down into that 13 to 12k level. So this week we're taking a look at 4 altcoins that are sat on monthly supports, and as I say, we've got 5 days left, so it'll be interesting to see whether these hold and bounce, or we go down to the next support levels, which we will also take a look at, some of which are the final support levels before potential new all-time lows. But let's not get too carried away, so let's jump straight into it. So AVAX is first. As we can see, we're just going to cover the USD pairs on these today, guys, not the BTC pairs. As you can see, AVAX USDT sat right on that sort of $11.50 to $9 monthly support. It's the bottom from June, July 2021, so an obvious previous support area. So potentially a local bottom here could see a decent bounce, but if we do see another leg down and break this support, then the final monthly support level is basically back down at sort of $5 to $2.50, which is pretty much all the way back to where it started back in October, November and December 2020. So yeah, really important support level here for AVAX, so could be good for a swing trade, so a bounce, but definitely be wary if we have another big leg down on BTC, could lose this level and go down to, as I say, sub $5. DOT, so this is in its final support range. It's quite a big one, but it's basically the accumulation range between September and November 2020 before the big breakout in December. So huge opportunity here if you like DOT and you believe it's going to go back to all-time highs or beyond. I mean, you're looking at basically a 10x. So we're currently now around $5. All-time high was back at 55ish. So yeah, easily a 10x there if it goes back to all-time highs. No guarantees there, not financial advice, all that good stuff. But if you do like the project, then this is a really, really good accumulation zone. Really good price to start scaling some buys in my opinion. Really, really good risk reward. Next up is Sol. So Sol isn't quite sitting on the monthly support. As you can see, it's way below the current monthly support, which was between $26 and $20. We had a nice little bounce off it last month in October, right at the top of the range, but as you can see, this month has been pretty bad month for obvious reasons with FTX, etc. So it's unlikely to hold this monthly support because it would be a hell of a rip up in the next 5 days. You'd be looking at about a 30 to 40% run in the next 5 days, which is pretty unlikely. So should this monthly level be lost, then we could be looking at going all the way back down to the beginning, back at sub $5. This accumulation range, but basically similar to DOT, between September and December 2020 before its own big breakout in 2021. So yeah, if you still believe in the project and think it could do well, then if it comes down here, then you're looking at a really, really good risk reward, especially when previously we went up to $250. Crazy. Whether it can ever achieve those heights again is yet to be seen, but just keep an eye. What you could see is a close somewhere around here, as I say, like the low teens, or maybe even as low as $10. Maybe a bearish retest next month, up to around 20, and then back down for a final leg, as I say, back down into this sub $5. Let's have a quick look at the weekly, see if you got anything. Looking left. Okay, so we are sat on a weekly support just here, which could provide a little bit of short-term relief. Let's get the old box tool, and so we'll go from the start of this leg here. What's that? 22nd of March 2021, and we'll go to the bottom of the candle body, which is about there. Give it a tag, and then we'll adjust it weekly. Let's zoom in a little bit here, and then drag it across. Actually, that's perfect. Boom, boom. And yeah, just there. So as you can see, sat right on it. Nice little bounce so far. But yeah, should you lose this level, then I think you're definitely looking at sub $5. As you can see, there's nothing really here in terms of support levels. So yeah, final safety net really before sub 5 on Sol. And finally, let's take a look at VeChain. Let's have a little zoom in here. As you can see, sat right on previous level resistance, which has now flipped to support. As you see, look left, monthly resistance here back in September 2018, resistance again in July and August and September 2020, and then in fact again later that year in November and December 2020 before it finally broke out. So huge level of resistance, now flipped to support. It's had a nice little bounce off the bottom of the range at about 1.7 cents, now sitting at about 1.8 cents. So again, could be good for a short-term bounce, maybe a swing play here, but lose that level and you're probably looking at coming all the way down here to sub 1 cent, so 0.008, well, between 0.008 and 0.006. As you can see, again, big level of resistance here previously at 0.008 back in, what's that, May, June and July 2019, and then again the following year in Feb and June 2020 before its breakout. So up to the current resistance level or support level that we're now sat on. So yeah, again, 5 days left to go. Does it hold? If not, then you're probably looking at a pretty decent drop. Let's have a look at the percentages. So should it drop from the bottom of this range to the top of the next, you're looking at another 50% drop. So yeah, be careful, be ready to cut any trades that you're in if it's starting to look like it's going to go south. As I say, monthly close below this level, I think you're going to be in for a sharp drop, especially as we say, if BTC decides to drop down to 13 to 12k, then I think alts are going to get absolutely slaughtered. So not saying it'll definitely happen, but it's certainly looking that way when you look at the monthly time frame on the charts. And yeah, you don't want to be in alts if BTC drops through the floor. So yeah, obviously not financial advice, but be smart about it. Next week we will have a look, see what happened with the monthly close, have a little review, and then in the new year we're going to change things up a bit. So we'll talk a bit more about that in the next few weeks. So enjoy your weekend. Don't spend too much on the charts. Just keep an eye on that monthly close that's coming up in 5 days. And we'll catch you next week.